Live cheaply. Tips for saving money for your first own apartment. In most cases, studying also means moving out of the parents' home. To finally be master of your own life is a great feeling. But now it becomes clear at the latest, life can be very expensive. Especially with a tight student budget. But when it comes to moving, furnishing and living expenses, you can save a lot if you know how. Finding affordable housing is often the hardest step. Those who look around early and are willing to make compromises have the best chances. Living a little outside, for example, is much cheaper than in the city center. Once the apartment or room is ready, the move begins. Friends and family are of course the cheapest helpers. If you start collecting large boxes early, you don't have to buy moving boxes. Fragile items can be wrapped in old newspaper. Small manual activities, for example painting, can also be done by yourself at the cheapest. The necessary tools for this can be borrowed from friends and family. When moving out of home, a complete set of furnishings is rarely ready. Not only large parts, such as furniture or electrical appliances, melt the budget. Even the many small things, such as dishes, towels or other household items, quickly become a confusing cost factor. But it doesn't all have to be chic and new. For a start, it might be enough if it is functionally. Advertising portals, classified ads, flea markets, eBay and social department stores offer great opportunities for used bargains. Even with household clearances, many well-preserved items can be acquired particularly cheaply. And with a little luck, there will even be some particularly original one-off pieces that can be spruced up with a little creative effort. Sometimes there is also the possibility of taking over some things cheaply from the previous tenant. Once in everyday life, the costs don't stop there, because living and energy costs also have to be paid for somehow. Energy costs can have a particularly strong financial impact. This is not the only reason why it makes sense to use energy as sparingly as possible from the outset. However, the costs in this area can be reduced even more clearly through a clever choice of provider. The easiest and clearest way to do this is via a comparison portal. With just a few clicks and information, you get a good overview of the cheapest providers for your own place of residence, and you can switch providers directly. By the way, tenants can always choose their own provider if they have a separate meter. At least with electricity, this is the case for most living conditions, and it is here that particularly cheap providers can be found. In a shared apartment, a corresponding arrangement is of course necessary. By the way, which tariff is the cheapest can change constantly. The annual look at the comparison portal can therefore be useful in order to save as much as possible in the long term. Price comparisons are also worthwhile when it comes to internet access and telephone. Some providers lure with particularly low student rates. Last but not least, the stomach also has to be filled. Being able to cook a repertoire of inexpensive dishes yourself is the best way to save money here. Even the cheap canteen dishes can devour a lot of money in the long run. Those who get together to cook and eat with others get away even cheaper and can still have fun at the same time.